हांव एंटनी डिसिल्वा फ्रॉम आसाम आंबिली. पयले सुवातेर हांव वॉन्ट टू थँक दोतोर प्रमोद बाब सावंत, आमचे स्टेट गव्हर्मेंट, होम डिपार्टमेंट, द पोलीस, द ESI and the church authorities for having been lenient with respect to the ID card checking individually. Also for allowing the girls, the women, the ladies with their purses inside the premises. Thank you. And देव बरें करूं. आता थोडे दीस पयले ज्या दिसा एडवायजरी येयल्लो त्या दिसा ती एडवायजरी बरी क्लॅरिटी ना म्हणून म्हज्या सगळ्या मनशांनी एक व्हिडिओ घातलेलो, जावं सोशल मिडियातल्यान जावं टीव्हीचेर जावं पेपराचेर येयलें आनी डिफिकल्टी सांगली. ऑल द पीपल, most of us, we have agreed point blank. Security advisory is a welcome sign. It's very important. And it was need of the hour. We accepted it. And we have welcomed it. Saying so, we had to put certain apprehensions from the common point of view, or common people's mindset, which we know the pulse of the people of the villages. So त्या व्हिडिओचेर थोडी एप्रिहेन्शन आसली ती आमी जावं सरकाराक ESI जावं चर्च ऑथॉरिटीज वी गेव इट थ्रू द सोशल मिडिया विच डेफिनेटली रिचीज टू लॉट ऑफ पीपल. आनी तितून आमी थोडे प्रश्न घातले. पयलो प्रश्न घातलो, विल इट बी प्रॅक्टिकल टू चेक ऑलमोस्ट 15,000 पीपल विथ जस्ट 2 entries. सेकंड प्रश्न घातलो, how will the authorities check the ID cards whether they are genuine, spurious, nakli, duplicate, unless and until they have a base data. Third, how can we stop lactating mothers, pregnant women from carrying this little effects with them? So ते and म्हणलेले की the advisory area, the gap, the time gap between the novena starting and the advisory was too short for this information to percolate to every person, to the last person in the village. Forget about the other states right now. Goyan's information sarke paवंक ना. Even by word of mouth spread जातले जाल्यार there should have been some gap. तेय ना. So त्याचो एक दुबाव आमी काडलो so that the authorities could bring about checks and balances and do the best balancing act. But instead of that, I found Carlos Fereira, the Aldona MLA, he started doing the balancing act. Carlos Babaचे एक इंटरव्यू पयला काल आणि तितून तो म्हणटा,
Fereira, the MLA of Aldona, asking about the ID checks and what he thinks about it. He mentioned that he supports government decision in this, and he also encourages people to make sure that they follow the security protocols.
So सगळ्यांक ID card सद्या आयज आहा. Whether it is a voter card, Aadhaar card or hunche, they have to carry an ID card. Reason, and I would support this decision, कित्याक आमकां कळना कोण येयला आनी कोण गेला. So if anything happens, then we know who has been part of it. आतां बोर्ड जाल देखून तेणें सांगलां वी वील डू रँडम चॅकींग म्हण. सो नाल्यार व्हडले व्हडले लायन जावपाचे थिंगा. तूं
गव्हर्मेंट इज बेटर डिसिजन ऑन दिस.
I don't think they would have taken a decision, at least this decision. I think that whatever has been done is done in public interest, and I think we should support this decision.
So how
सरकारान केला ते एडवायजरीचे ID कार्ड एक लाख विचारपाक केला ते बऱ्याकूच केला म्हणून. Nobody denies this, Carlos Bab. Nobody says no. Nobody debates. We all have accepted, welcomed such a sign. Very important. But I don't understand, Carlos Bab, how come you needed such a rocket science to understand that there will be such big queues with 2 counters with 15,000 people being exchanged during 2 masses And in a gap of only 15 minutes, which later on was modified to half an hour. So these changes came in because common people like us brought out the difficulties, which was morally and politically also. We expected, being an MLA of Goa and particularly MLA of Aldona constituency, people like you should have raised these difficulties of the common people. You seem to be saying that you have the pulse of the common and the poorest of the poor. Then I fail to understand where you missed out on this pulse. Instead of saying, Boar Dali Mund, Temi Fokot, suspicious check Korpalaval Mund. This was not board. Carlos Fereira, this was not board. Board is noise. This was music. What we spoke was music. That is why the authorities in those places listened to us, listened to the people's voices, and they modified things which could be not very healthy. Because Ami Poilan Sagle, this security advisory was not very much good in taste. And when they came to know the practical difficulties, they accepted it. That is the greatness of all these departments. Boardan Aito Zahid Kalusbam, Boardali illegal bungalow Mola, Boardali double tracking bomb Jala, Boardali and his idea Sangpaje, Board Monaga. Social activist Jadna Udaitrai, and if they talk sense, it will be nice of you to respect. You have not done it. What people have done it, please respect it. There are so many difficulties, you don't need rocket science. You tell me, if you say this is boiled, will they be able to check every card and to check that? Will they have the data, base data, to compare the IDs of every person? Without the base data, how will they know whether this ID card is spurious, duplicate, nakli or false? This is what apprehension we brought out. Second thing, I'm sure all our family members, yours, mine, everybody's in Goa, they carry a purse or a wallet. What do they do? Because the advisory said, no bags, nothing. So in that condition, what will have been done? So the basic idea was trying to put these opinions was to tell that these security advisories, there was no transparency, there was no clarity. And Zaide Pahan Log, debate teacher Bosle, we had even ex-IAS officers discussing and accepting that the time duration was less for this information to percolate down to the last person of Goa in the villages. So you talk that every person has an ID card, Muttu. Carlos Bab, I'll show you people who don't even have their birth certificates with them. Birth certificate. To ID card over. What about very elderly people? What about children? Was this made clear? These things were not made clear. Well, so who should have talked for this? You are talking now, after everything is over. And in that, you are giving a clean sheet for that advisory. No doubt, we also gave a clean sheet. But it was your duty to bring those difficulties of the common people to these authorities. So, Carlos Bab, I respect you. You are well educated. You are a very wonderful lawyer. But probably you have failed to understand the difficulties of Goans and the people across India and outside India. This type of advisory when you are doing, I am sure there should have been enough time gap, there should have been enough advertisements, there should have been enough awareness. तुमगे इलेक्शन येता तोणा तुम्ही एक एक वाड्याचे बॅनर माताय मरे बाब आं जाल्यार ती एडवायजरी केल्या तोणा आख्या सालसेती एकूय बॅनर ना मरे गव्हर्मेंटालो. सो ऑल दीस should have been put in place, and we expected people like you to take our difficulties to these higher authorities instead of giving a blanket clean sheet for such an advisory. Dev Bare Bare. Thank you very much.